Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember when you were in Smugglers, and after we did like a tasting and a training session, we did like a little in-house cocktail comp, and it was a very sort of open brief. It was like use one of the two Diablesse rums or both, and basically do whatever you want. And you're so excited to see all the results, you know, like you just
I really was. I love it when people, I'm like, oh my God, because it's still really new, you know. I can't believe that I've actually managed to do it. It's I personally think such a big thing to launch a brand of rum. I'm like, wow. And when you get people like actually using it and you see it on a shelf, I still go funny. I still go really weird. Oh, bloody hell, look at that. It's amazing. And like people doing drinks with it and getting into it. So yes, I don't think that'll ever go away. I probably think I'm completely round the bend, but I don't care.
No, I mean, I guess it's a very good quality to have if you're still excited and passionate about it. There's no problem with that, is there?
Don't you think?
The edge of madness is where it's at.
That's how you would describe it.
Yeah, definitely.
Being nicer than a lot of people. I'm full blown right in there, apparently. Anyway.
No, on the cusp. I think. Yeah.
Thank you.
But still, you know.
Okay, go on.
No, it's all right. You carry on.
I was going to say, I hope the other smaller brands can get through this as well.
That is one of the big worries, I guess, isn't it, really? I think from our perspective, it could kind of go one of two ways. You know, when all this stuff really lifts, either everyone's going to be absolutely gagging for a drink and to get back out there, you know, that's the optimistic side. But then the pessimist in me kind of says, you know, maybe people aren't going to have quite as much trust in places as they once did, you know, and like me personally, I primarily go out for the experience and the social aspect of things. If you can only go out and you can only go out in smaller groups, you can't talk to other people, you can't talk to bartenders. Again, the same with my job. Like, one of the reasons why I enjoy my job so much is because I get to interact with people, and we kind of almost see ourselves there with the purpose of guiding people into trying these new things. And if that whole element of the process is just taken away from us, it really starts to...
I think it will be for a while. I think we had this discussion before, didn't we? I think places will get back open, and you're right. I think that element will be lost for a while. But I think once everyone settles down and realises, you know, that we can still work within those parameters, it will ease down. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, it won't get back to the good old days till after Christmas. Hope, and maybe that's even being optimistic. But I just, you know, where we could be free with each other again. Or will it ever? I don't know. You just don't know, do you?
We'll be wearing mask and gloves for the rest of our lives.
I'm going to get a brand new chemical suit, as I said before. Diablesse Rum.
We'll be paying our furlough money back for the rest of our lives, probably, as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly. No, it's weird. I don't know, really. I mean, I think people's buying habits, spending habits might change. I don't know, because everyone's had to stay in. But everyone also will probably be a little bit loaded now because they can't go, they haven't been able to go out and they can't go on holiday. So maybe all they'll want to do is spend it in bars and on masks. Who knows?
They can't get to the Caribbean, so they just have a little taste of the Caribbean, and then there you are.
I was going to say, everyone's been buying your rum off Amazon. That's probably, they probably still not got any money.
I wish they would buy some more. That's what I think. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, you said you might have had an indication of when you can go back.
So, yeah, roughly. Again, it's one of those things where we're just constantly playing everything by ear. You know, it seems to be on a daily and a weekly basis, the parameters seem to be shifting as to, you know, what's going to happen and when. And for now, we've not really been given any official guidelines as to, you know, what is actually going to be expected within sites, what kind of rules we're going to have to implement health and safety wise. So until we know all that and we can formulate a really, you know, like solid plan as to how we're going to do this safely and efficiently, there's not really too much we can do. Yeah, we're just having to play it by ear.
Platform over the dock and have an outside area. Just put it up. They won't mind. Or get a and then they can all go on there. There you go.
I've been saying this for years. We should get a boat, like a party boat.
Big, like wide barge, really wide barge. Take everything off it and then put tables and chairs on there. There you go. I'll do it. No problem.
Can we have some Diablesse sponsorship? Like some, Diablesse deck chairs.
I shall sail it round there myself. No, I won't.
Put the captain's hat on, you'll be fine.
Yes, so I just think what else to tell you. What else can I tell you?
Well, I was going to say, obviously, speaking about this whole situation, taking the wind out of our sails, so to speak, like we had a bunch of dates lined up, big things in the rum calendar for the year. So Manchester Rum Fest that's been postponed, that's now going to be at the end of August. Presume that you're going to be there,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
But I am a bit worried about that, I must admit.
What, you think it might have to be rescheduled again?
I don't know. I think I just worry about how many people will come out to it. We'll be there and we'll be as safe as we can, but I think that'll be a bit of a headache for Dave.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's like stopped giving away tickets now, hasn't he? So it's like going to be a lot. I'm sure when we were speaking to him, he said it's about the venue can hold like 700 people, and he's only like 400 people go. So everything's going to be a lot. Yeah, be a lot more spread out. And stuff,
quite the same vibe as it normally does, but I mean, it'll be good. It'll be worth doing, and then once those sorts of events start and people see, oh, that works, and we're not all dead, then they'll keep going and do some more.
Yeah.
What other stuff did you have planned
for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, we were still somewhat playing it by ear, but we just had a lot of the dates in the calendar. So, Manchester Rum Fest, wanted to go to the Rum Fest in London, probably get to imbibe.
That's amazing.
London Cocktail Week. They're all kind of, we just wanted to get ourselves out there a little bit more, actually meet
Rumfest
people.
Will you come and say hello to me at Rumfest?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Well, we've got tickets. We'll be there.
I'll be there. Yes, definitely. That'll be a laugh.
That sounded a little bit sinister then. I'm a bit concerned.
Don't worry, it's all right.
You will enjoy yourselves.
Enjoy yourselves, and that's that. No, I'll be there, leaping about as usual. That'd be good. I love that event. I was so thrilled to be there last year because the year before, I was going out. The rum didn't exist then, and I was going next year. I'm going to be here like that. And when I had it last year, I honestly burst into tears because I'm like that. I can't actually believe I'm here with my rum. This is insane.
That must be so surreal. Yeah, just to go from just like walking around having a look to actually having your own established thing and people trying it and enjoying it. How
the hell did this happen? No, I'm here. That's one of my big moments of my life. That is.
Oh, that's really cool.
Amazing. So yes, we're going to do it again this year, and it will be all right. I'm sure it will by October.
I'm really interested to see like what people show up with there. 'Cause I think Andy, you were saying this when we were speaking to him on this podcast. There's such a nice mix of there's some of the larger, more well-established brands that are there, and then there are some like completely new and interesting ones that we've never heard of before, and it'll be really nice to actually just try. You never know what you're going to stumble across, and that's what's so exciting about the category.
Well, I was bloody booked to go to the Berlin convent. The great.
Oh yeah.
I'm all booked onto that, and I won't be able to go. They've cancelled it.
That's so annoying.
And it's my birthday on that day. So I'm going anyway. I just won't go to the trade show. We can't go. We won't be able to go abroad, I don't think.
No, it seems like this. Yeah, because I think as well the UK at the moment's viewed as somewhat being a bit of a hotspot for this thing. Like a lot of people in Europe and whatnot start to travel around a little bit more and come out of lockdown, but given the amount of cases that has happened here, it seems like we're sort of stay away from them.
And considering we decided to do one from the EU, let's not get political on here, but for God's sake. Anyway, don't get me started about that. They're probably not going to welcome us with open arms, particularly, are they? But anyway.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't want us.
You are?
I wouldn't want us at all.
You can hop off, they'll say. Have you thought about going to the Berlin convent?
I think it's one of those things that I obviously like. I think everyone would love to go. It's just money, really. I think
Tell them you have to go. There you go.
I think when you asked before about kind of like what we were planning on doing this year, I guess one of the main things with us two particularly, of course, we work in Smugglers. The vast majority, that's where we spend the vast majority of our time. However, we did kind of want to make a few steps to not entirely moving away from it, you know, but just getting ourselves out there a little bit more. When we're doing 50+ hours a week based somewhere, it's difficult to then, you know, on that one day that you've got free a week, you know, go down to London and go to a show. I mean, obviously it's doable, but it's very hard to schedule. And you know what hospitality is like. All it takes is one person phoning in sick or something going wrong, and then all of a sudden you find that you're there again. You know, so I guess we were trying to make some moves to be a little bit more flexible in that sense. You know, and you know, just get ourselves out there a little bit more and meet people.
That's exciting.
Well, I mean, it was until I spent the last 3 months in my flat.
Planning it now, I've got nothing to do. You could do Jack and Andy Roadshow. No, don't call it that. That's awful. But you know what I mean. Get out there, educating everyone would be brilliant.
That's the dream.
On the boat that I'm going to sail in. Be fine.
Yeah, we can do like the Liverpool Leeds canal, and we'll just stop off at like every bar on the way.
Just leaving them out, making them sell Diablesse.
Sounds great to me.
Let's just do that then. Brilliant.
There you go. Book it in. Stick it in the diary.
Let's do it next year. Brilliant.
It's even like small stuff though. Like, you know, we were just about to launch like our new summer cocktail menu before all this happened, and like stuff like that. It's like, you know, which we spent a lot of. Yeah, it's taken a little while for us to kind of get it to probably where we ideally wanted it to be, I think, without kind of higher ups interfering with it too much and saying, oh, you need to use this because the GP's not right instead of this and stuff like that, you know. And we were at a point where we were like,
right, hadn't you?
Yeah. And then
you have to do a winter one.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, yeah.
It's terrifying, isn't it? That by the time we do get back to all this, like when we get to the swing of it, it's basically going to be the year coming to an end almost. It's crazy.
Exactly. Well, we've lost my dog.
Oh, God.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. He's invaded. Babe, leave.
It's all right. I'm going to use this opportunity to go and grab another beer, so I'll be back in a second.
All right, you go for it. I was just going to ask you, Cleo, obviously you spent probably the last few years primarily just, you know, drinking your own rum and obviously like sampling loads of bits to kind of like focus on your own blend, you know, and formulate that. But is there anything exciting going on in the rum world right now, other than, of course, what you're working on that interests you? Is there any brands out there you really like? Any particular styles of rum you really like?
Well, there is. Oh God, what are they called? What's it? Pirate. What's the American one? I know this.
Privateer.
Yeah, it's Privateer. They're quite exciting to watch, I think. And Karen from Montagna Rum. I'm quite interested in female distillers, I think, because if you notice that they're on the rise.
No, for sure.
Appleton's, and there's a lady at Ron Kappa, but it's on the rise. So I sort of track those sorts of things. I mean, I'm just trying to think any new rums that I particularly like. The Fiji one by Plantation. Mm-hmm. I think it is Fiji, isn't it, that they've just brought out?
Yes, yeah.
I think that's lovely. I managed to taste some of that the other day. I just think it's just trying new and different places, really. I mean, it sounds really selfish. I'm always thinking about what can I do for me, my next one. So I tend to try and stick around rums that I know and just think, I wonder if I could do that with that one. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Privateer, definitely. I've been keeping. Everyone keeps raging about them, don't they?
Yeah. I've not actually had the opportunity to try any yet. I know that it's Maggie, isn't it? Is the person that kind of like running the show. I know that she does a podcast. It's on Spotify and whatnot. So I've been listening to those.
I've been watching them. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's a really nice mix, isn't it? Because she's got like some guests on that are really interesting, but then she does some of the more like educational style ones, talking about, you know, stills and that kind of thing. So it's a really nice mix of stuff.
Yeah, again, geeky over here. I love the stills one she's been doing. I'm amazing. Double retorts and all that jazz. I knew it anyway, but it's so nice, all her diagrams and everything. I love knowing how it all works. Oh, yeah. What's he doing?
I'm not sure what he's doing over there. Oh,
what's he got now?
He's got a couple of beers.
Oh, I need some. So those. I mean, what about you?
Rum wise, I mean, we're so open to try anything, and our kind of aim, I guess, is just to try as much as possible. Current circumstances, it's not quite as easy to get hold of stuff, and obviously one of the wonders of working smugglers is if we hear about something that's really exciting and we think, we'd have a good, be something quite easy to sell. We're not really ever stopped from getting a bottle in. We can try it ourselves and then sell it.
There's stuff in there, haven't you? You've got some lovely things in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're verging on a couple of hundreds, give or take an odd bottle, depending on what's in or out of stock. We try and keep it somewhat fresh and rotate it a little bit, but it gets tough because then people start getting involved in the marketing side of things, and it costs money to print out menus and keep them up to date. And myself and Andy, we were thinking about actually having some form of electronic menu that was available, so we could almost in real time edit it, and then that would give us a little bit of wiggle room for, say we get rid of 2 rums because they're not available anymore, but we hear about something new and exciting, we can add that in, and in real time we can add stuff in, edit the information.
That's cheap and no one's going to nick it.
We'll get people to do it on their phones. It's all right. The plan was to that way as well. Obviously, with it being a lot of rums, it can look quite intimidating.
Yes, it can.
So we were kind of going to put filters on it as well, so you can even do English, Spanish, French style rums, or you can filter by the old school way of white gold, all that. Or you could do the new school way of single blended and all that jazz. But that was quite a big project that we just really haven't got right. 200 rums nearly. It's
you need to do it. Have you been to the Whiskey Exchange in Fitzrovia, darling, in London? Have you been there?
We've not been there.
Got this amazing thing. It only takes small things to blow my mind at the moment. But anyway, last time I was there, they've got all their pricing on the shelves, and it looks like a label, and they just zap it, and the label just electronically changes. Right? It's amazing.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you could do, and it looks just like a normal label. It looks like a paper label, and it's like Harry Potter or something.
That's awesome.
They zap it. You need to go and have a look. They zap it. I said, "Oh, you've got the price wrong on my rum. No problem." Zap, and it just changes it as if by magic. Brilliant. So you could adapt that same thing to your menu. You need to ask them how they've done that. Again,
it's magical. Yeah.
Sounds cheap.
It sounds like smugglers would really go for that from a financial point of view.
Absolutely.
Have you had William George white rum? Again, sorry, but it's a white rum.
Yeah, no, that's something we've tried quite recently, actually.
Yeah, not too long ago.
He's new. Well, he's a bit older than me, actually. I think he's been going back 3 years, but that's starting to get some coverage, I think.
Yeah, well, a fella called Jazz, again, this was maybe 2 weeks before lockdown. Yeah, exactly. So he just popped in, he was sat at the bar, and we got chatting, and all of a sudden he just had this bag with him. I had maybe half a dozen different bottles. William George was one, and it was just let's make some drinks.
They've got Damaso as well. You're like that. Woo.
Yeah.
A lot of daiquiris were drank. Put it that way.
Are you going to get some in?
I mean, hopefully so. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was going to buy a bottle of William George just for the flat recently. I was craving some daiquiris, and thought that one was fantastic. Cool. Not got around to it yet, but I'm sure it's going to grace the flat and the back bar at some point.
Because I took part in a European online rum tasting with them recently, which was bonkers. It was really good. We had millions of people tuning in sets through the day, and the Skylark guys got samples of every single rum and sent it out to people that have booked tickets, so they actually sample it. Well,
that's amazing.
And then you can talk them through it. So I've done a European one with them, which was brilliant. And then also did just a UK one as well, and that's gone really well. That's a good thing to open people's eyes up, but quite an undertaking to sort out, I think. But have you seen any of those online rum tasters? They're good,
Yeah, I've seen. It's all rum. It's rum cask, isn't it? But it's
that's them.
Yeah, it's the same. Obviously, we actually we're speaking to at the moment to get some guests on here, which would be quite cool. Literally got an email from like Jazz this morning about it.
Oh, they'll get, yeah, brilliant. Well, then you'll get all their gab on there. That's cool.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
It probably will be a bit more serious than me. Mind you, a lot of people are. So there you are.
A lot of people are way more serious than we are as well. So it's fine. One kind of go on. What were you going to say? Sorry.
How more of these? Are you just going to keep these going then, even when we're out of lockdown? You're going to build this.
I think that's the idea, really, isn't it? It's a nice little side project to have for sure. And I think even, as you said before, when we get back to it, it's certainly not going to be jumping back in 100%. I imagine that for starters, our hours will be a little bit shorter, so we'll have a bit more freedom there. And yeah, just once things start kind of coming back into flow, we're hoping to sort of like be there and getting involved and documenting a lot of that kind of stuff. So it should, I guess, silver linings wise, provide some opportunities that might not have been the case previously. So we're just trying to be as optimistic about it as we can and hopefully get ourselves out there. Bottom line is we just want to talk to people that are interested in the same stuff as us and drink some rum and learn a little bit. And hopefully
go out and drink some rum. That's what I really want, with people.
Come back to Smugglers when we're open again.
Oh, 100%. I shall be there. Definitely, with bells on.
We'll go through the 10 things we didn't try last time.
I rolled out of there. Should I say really? Rolled home.
Most people do, actually. It's kind of a bad habit of mine and Jack's, yeah.
Brilliant.
It's just it's natural, isn't it? We like to be good hosts.
Well, you're very good. Aren't we? Best host around, I reckon.
We'll take that. That's going to be on our film poster. 5 stars, best host around.
Yeah, do it.
We've actually we've got I think we're recording a video tomorrow actually about GI. So I just wanted to ask you a very kind of like overview. Yeah, it's a bit controversial.
Yeah, I've got to be careful about that.
Yeah. Do you not want to talk about it?
No, I'm going to be slightly fence city about what's going on in Barbados and plantation.
Oh, I love this. I've never seen you so flustered in my ever since I've heard you.
I think it's a good idea to preserve the GIs of the rums, your traditional ones. Do you know what I mean? How they're made. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's like I was just getting some notes together last night about it and kind of reading about it like a little bit more in depth than I already.
As I understand it, it's how the rum's made and how it's traditionally made and what that their rum, that terroir, the way they ferment it, where the sugarcane comes from, all that jazz that makes that rum. And it's people have got the argument: at what point does it stop being that? Do you know what I mean? Like if you take it away and do something else to it, and etc. etc. Do you know what I mean? So, what's my stance on it? I mean, I think.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to ask you, like, obviously, if it's going to impact you at all with getting some stuff from Foursquare. Why? I don't suppose it would. Yeah,
no, it wouldn't impact me at all. It might impact in some other brands, maybe, if it comes down to have to recategorize themselves, or if you know what I mean, maybe. But I don't know how or if that will happen. I mean, I do believe in preserving GIs, and I understand why there's a debate about it at the moment, but I'm not quite sure what everyone's going to do about it. What do you think about that?
Well, like you said, it's tricky, isn't it? It's like quite complicated, but it's a complicated situation, especially at the moment with obviously plantation being very much on the other side of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll come to some sort of agreement about it. I think it can only benefit, Barbados Rum in general. If they come to some sort of middle ground, maybe. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think someone like maybe Richard Seal would necessarily settle for a middle ground necessarily.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know whether I should say anything about it. Oh no! I'll tell you off. I'm just being cool about it. It's got me careful.
Yeah, it's all it all gets very diplomatic, whereas
you have to be, because you can't. I don't. The plantation's amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's one of my favourites. It's one of the most respected brands in the world. I think they're amazing. So it's a shame for all this debate to start raging, but I understand why it has. Do you see what I mean? And then, but what happens if they do uphold it? Then what do you class that rum as? Do you see what I mean?
yeah, it's going to get there's going to be some very like sort of oddly worded things on bottles, I think, going forward, because it'll be like, well, we can't call it Barbados rum, so we're going to have to call it something else, but it's from Barbados. But
Unfinished somewhere else, they might be able to do that. But then, anyway, no, it's a big old one now. I was hoping you wouldn't ask me about it. I'm trying to sit on
we done so well for like an hour.
you rat bag. No, I was sitting on the fence about that one, but not when I come and see you. There you go. Got to be,
We'll talk about it after we stop recording if you want.
I've been well behaved for once. I need to drink. I haven't got a drink. Right, let me just go and get something. Are you all right to stay there for 1 sec?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We'll manage.
Cool.
What are you drinking over there?
Oh, I'm just having beer for now.
I'm trying to get a sponsor by Moretti.
I know, I've seen that. I was wondering whether you were sponsored by Moretti. I should have had Diablesse like sitting on my shoulder.
Yeah, you should have had like it on a shelf in the back, you know.
Earrings like that. That'd be good. So you've done, Dave. Can you tell me exactly who you're going to be interviewing now or not in future?
I think we can, right? I don't think there's any.
I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. I guess anyone that's officially agreed to it shouldn't be a problem. There are a few that we've messaged and it's sort of like in the works, you know. Yeah. We still need to solidify a date and whatever, but
So the person we mentioned before that we were talking about, I think were we recording that or not? I don't think so. He's basically got to speak to his CEO and board and stuff to get it.
Right. Okay.
But then we have the wonderful Tom Bartram, which is next Tuesday. I think we're recording that from Speciality, who is, never mind, knows loads about rum. He knows loads about agave stuff as well, and all things Mexico. So I'm sure we'll probably.
Are we still recording now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're about to say something really bad.
You should have said no, Andy. Then you'd have spilled all the beans.
Oh shit! Yeah, damn it. And who else have we got? Oh, we got our wonderful friend there, Aaron Smallman, who at the moment I believe is bar manager for Albert Schloss in Manchester.
I know Aaron.
He actually originally trained me on the bar in Botanist Chester.
Did he really?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, we were just about to have a meeting with that. Well, I think Phoebe's seen Aaron, but we're just about to meet with them before the great lock extraordinaire.
That'd be good if you can get an Albert Schloss, because they are so busy all the time.
It's bonkers in there. It's absolutely bonkers. And where else do you like going out in Liverpool? I am going to actually have to go in a minute.
It's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Where do you like going out in Liverpool? Where would you recommend?
I think it just totally depends on what kind of night out you want, really. It depends whether you're wanting to do something a bit more cocktail focused, whether you want to go to like some older school pubs, or whether you want to do something a bit more clubby. I think the nice thing about Liverpool is there's a lot of variety, but it's all quite close knit. Most things you can walk from almost anywhere you'd want to be in town in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes tops. It's all quite close. I mean, like Manchester's a great night out, but I feel like sometimes you sort of somewhat need a bit of a plan as to where you're going to go.
Yeah, they're very big areas away from each other. You have to sort of go, I'm going there and stay in there, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Liverpool, you could just happily stumble from place to place and you'd do all right, you know.
It's lovely. It's all like little alleyways and stuff in some places, isn't it? Little bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There are some real hidden gems though in Liverpool, especially when it comes to kind of more cocktail focused stuff. And it's been really nice. This whole lockdown has sort of really brought to light just how tight knit a lot of the industry is. People have really been helping. Saying that again, sorry?
Sticking together a lot during this lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. You've seen, especially the independents, they've really got each other's backs. But then also, you know, the kind of public really do support them. Anywhere that's sort of launched, takeaway services or things like that. People have really got behind it. And just, bartenders keeping themselves busy and keeping each other occupied and promoting each other and stuff like that. It does seem like it's, sort of all for one effort, which is really nice to see.
Good. That's what you need, really.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully I'm sure that will continue once we open up. There's always quite a strong sense of community spirit in Liverpool anyway. So when something's going well for one bar, everyone gets behind it. Or we're just happy to see new places open up or things thrive and do well. The more decent bars we've got just around the corner from us, the better. So it's all good.
Certainly anything interesting.
Well, we have to stumble somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll give you the tour next time you're.
Yes, right. So yes, you must. That's your job.
That's fine. We'll do some bevs in Smugs and then a little bar crawl. We won't call it that. It's got something classier than a bar crawl.
Market research.
Market research, not bar crawl.
It's the same thing.
Well, are you going to chop this down then, or are we just going to put this up like it is?
I think we'll probably just fire it up as it is.
That's not serious. Brilliant, having a chat. Brilliant.
Yeah, there is like a small editing process.
Oh, is there? Do you do that? Which one does that?
Andy's got the software at the
Obviously,
moment.
the sensible one of the two.
The one with the glasses.
Yeah, you do look more sensible. You don't. You're hiding behind them.
Oh no, I'm an idiot.
That's how he gets you. He puts on the nice shirt and that, and he's got the specs on, and he looks all well
and he's
to
got
do.
all this in as well. He looks like he's got a big screen in front. You're on a sofa. He looks like he's in HQ, but it's all. I know you. See you.
It's a lot more chaos behind the scenes than you think.
Believe me, this is where this is. I'm in the rum room. And it is just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Rum, boxes, everything. So
like the nerve centre.
I have to get delivered from Liverpool because that's where it's all held in bond.
Yeah.
I used to go get it, but now they have to ship it to me for me to do stuff with it. So it's just boxes of the bloody stuff everywhere. How am I expected to cope? In a lot
my heart bleeds for you.
If you want to get rid of a couple of bottles, just send them over our way. It's fine.
I was fuming, so it was a few weeks ago. It was Dave Marsland, actually. He was doing one of his live Rum on the Couches, and one of the prizes was a bottle of Diablesse. And basically the question was, it was on Facebook Live, so you had to drop comments, and he basically said the first person to answer the 3 rums in this blend win a bottle.
And you knew
it? So I commented, and I swear I was the first person to answer, and a few seconds later, he announced the winner. It wasn't me. And I was looking through, and he announced the person that, on my phone anyway, had commented below.
You know what that is? That's a delay, because that happens with me. So it comes in chunks. When you're doing lives, it's very disconcerting, because people are chatting to me all the time on it, which is great fun. But it suddenly whacks through, and you won't see the top ones. Oh, that's a shame. And anyway, how would they know? Did they cheat and look it up? Unless they are a big fan.
I mean, they must.
Maybe they're a big fan. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
Probably.
the amount of time that it took me to answer, it was only a few seconds. So I don't think you'd have even had a chance to Google it. They must have known.
Cool. People
super fans out there, Cleo.
I'll give them a cape. I'll make them a cape, and they can fly out in it. Just gonna get
that bit's definitely.
But then when it comes to podcasts, I think
that's going to be the bit that we're going to put on social media.
I don't know about everyone else. The little snippet. Yeah, I don't know about everyone else, but if I'm listening to podcasts myself, I kind of prefer like the longer form ones, because I feel like if you chat to someone for 10 minutes, you might get a bit of an impression of what they're like. But if you chat to someone for 90 minutes, you kind of go a bit more into, and especially if you're having more of a conversation rather than like a structured interview, it's just a bit more relaxed, isn't it? I think sometimes if you've got like, right, I need to fit in X, Y, and Z question, it feels a bit robotic. Whereas if you just have a chat and topics come up, it's a bit more.
Even with proper interview.
Have you had to? What would you say before you go is like the most sort of formal businessy thing you've had to do since starting up the company?
God, everything. Money, and convincing HMRC to allow me to do it. They're really serious. They're so no, or not. I'm actually very, very good at stuff like that. I have got a serious side when I need to pull it out, and I'm, as I say, I'm quite geeky and nerdy, and I can do facts and figures coming out of it, and just like if they can ask me any fact, and I will be able to answer it because I'm very good at getting prepped. So I quite enjoy things like that. But yeah, it was scary when they came around the house. It was when they just started really. I didn't know they'd drill into the law quite as much as they did, but luckily I did actually know what I was on about. But yeah, that really, I'd say. And then also like when you've never dealt with bonded warehouses and production companies and bottlers and things, the whole thing is just a bit scary because you don't really know what you're on about, and they do know that. You know what I mean? And they know you don't know what you're on about, but they have to listen. And I do know now, but it's taken a while.
So I guess the main takeaway from today is fake it till you make it then, and then once you're there, keep winging it.
It's just really scary though, because like when you took, because one of the main mad things, you don't know what questions to ask if you don't know what the process is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To find out about expenses. One of the big things that was really scary was getting all the forecasts together, like how much is this actually going to cost from getting it to the Caribbean to, you know, on a shelf or in a box. Okay. And you know, you wouldn't think about one. So I thought I'd got all the costs level, and then suddenly someone said, "What about a neck label?" I thought, "Oh, what do you mean neck label?" And then they started talking about outers and shrink wrapping. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I haven't. And that's an extra 30p, and that doesn't sound very much at all. But the margins are so small in this game that like 30p can make a real difference, because you think if you're selling it on the shelf for about 37 quid. You think I'm getting absolutely loads. You'd be surprised. I'm not going to tell you how much, but so things like that, these little things. I think, just when I got it right. And they go, well, what box are you going to put it in? Oh, of course I've got to put it in a bloody box. I know that sounds really obvious, but it's madness. So then I've now got a complete spreadsheet. Again, if you ever want to set up a rum company, I now know what I'm doing, which tells you everything from the bottle, where the bottle comes from, the stopper. Do you want a cork stopper, a wooden stopper, a plastic stopper? Do you want it do you want it chill filtered or not? What? Do you want it on the slow production line or the fast production line? I don't know. You tell me. What's the difference? Do you know what I mean? And then if you have 3,000 bottles done, it's cheaper per bottle than getting 1,000 done. But can you afford to put the 3,000 in a warehouse, which costs money under bond? Do you see what I mean? I'm getting really boring, but those are the sorts of things I'm like, I don't bloody know what you're talking about. Anyway, but I do now. There you go. But I'm going to be a consultant. That's my next thing. Well, I'm not, but if I should actually, shouldn't I?
You can consult for us. It's fine.
All right, cool. I'll do that.
We don't pay very well.
Yeah.
It's mostly rum. I'm not gonna lie.
I drink rum with you, but do you want to these little bits? It's mad. I liked it how different Pantone colours and finishes, embossing and all that sort of stuff just adds loads and loads and loads, and design process. You think £5 for a label is a lot? No chance. Times it by 3 and that. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus.
Get labels down on that. But yeah, so it's just things like that. I'm going to slip back to serious mode, but it's been mad and it's been brilliant. And the types of bottles. So I decided, of course, that I wanted this bespoke bottle from France. No, I don't. Not when I realised it's got to get on a ship, get in a box, get over. Do you know what I mean? It's just huge. And so it's all these things you've got to plan that you don't. So the rum itself is the fun bit, and then putting it in stuff and getting it to people is a completely different matter. Don't know what just sparked that off. That rant.
That's like a great quote to like end the recording on.
Yeah, go on.
You know, perfect.
Well,
That'll do me. I'll take it. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure, everyone. We'll see you all next time, probably. That's my outro today. Follow us on Just Run With It. Follow Cleo. Follow Diablesse. They do wonders. Buy the rum, it's delicious. Yeah, that'll do us.